I was born in 1930 in Krimpen aan den IJssel, a small village near Rotterdam, the Netherlands. I was the youngest of 5 children. After the war, there was no opportunity in Holland, and I decided to emigrate to Canada. This infuriated my girlfriend Arie's family. They saw me as a traitor. Arie and I had to meet secretly, and at the age of 19 I left Holland to seek out opportunity in Canada. I was sponsored by the Belgian Gardens in Regina for $75 a month. In October they changed my wages to $40 per month. The settlement service was angry. The service started looking for another job for me. And in April 1951 I was hired as the head gardener at the Saskatchewan Hospital in Weyburn. The wages were $250 per month. With the assistance of some of the patients, I started to build a house so that I could bring my fiancée to Canada. And in 1952, Arie joined me from Holland. Arie was adopted by a wonderful family in Weyburn. They taught her basic English. We were so grateful for the way they took two strangers from another land and made it possible for us to thrive in Canada. The United Church in Weyburn arranged a beautiful wedding for us and furnished our new home. In July, immigration brought us to Saskatoon to show us an opportunity at the Stewart Nurseries. We were put up in the best row. This was our honeymoon. Immigration lined up a rent-to-buy agreement. In January 1953, we took over the nursery. This was the beginning of Dutch growers. In the early years, we had a partner, Arie. 2 years later, we purchased his shares and became sole owners. Another significant person in our early years was Lloyd Malanovich. Lloyd was the nursery foreman for almost 25 years.
The early days were challenging. Our first child, Adriana, was born in 1953. Linda arrived the next year, and our son Arie Jr. was born in 1955. We were raising a young family, learning a new language, learning about a new and harsher climate, and new plants that would thrive on the prairies. One spring, soon after the 3 oldest children were born, Arie came down with a severe flu and was unable to work, and I was left to manage the entire shipping season myself. This part of the business involved shipping Manchurian elm seedlings. We collected seed and grew the seedlings. In the spring, the seedlings would be harvested and shipped all over central and northern Saskatchewan. After 2 weeks of running the company and family, I told Arie he was cured and needed to get back to work. God blessed us with 3 more children, Rick in 1960, Elsa in 1962, and Tim in 1968.
As you can see, Mom and Dad were not only growing a business, but also growing a family. As children, we were involved at a young age. We were paid 10 cents for every bucket of weeds we picked. Our dad would use his foot to press down the weeds in the bucket, and then we would only be paid for a full bucket. It was our first lesson in working hard and doing a good job. In the fall, we would pick apples and sell them. We used this money to purchase our school supplies. You know, it wasn't all hard work. One July, we rode on the Dutch Growers float at the annual Travelers' Day Parade. We had trips to Holland to visit our omas and other relatives. And every summer, Mom and Dad would close the store and we would all load up in the station wagon with our army surplus tent and go camping in the mountains.
As the business was growing, Saskatoon was growing. Taxes on the Sutherland property were becoming unreasonable. Dutch Growers' water access to the river was going to be gone. Arie and Arie approached both the city and Remay developers. Remay purchased the property and developed Dutch Growers subdivision in 1981. Dutch Growers retained 5 acres at the north and east end of the property and built the current garden center in 1982. Our present operation features over 16,000 square feet of retail store, 20,000 square feet of outdoor sales space, and almost 70,000 square feet of greenhouse space. As a result of the land sale, Dutch growers needed to relocate their nursery. In 1975, Arie found land near Beaver Creek. Dutch growers moved its Sutherland nursery to that location. We employ 110 workers in May and 17 workers year-round.
We started as an April to October business. Now Dutch Growers is open 311 days a year. We have always been closed on Sunday. It has been our day to worship God and to spend time with our families. We call it Growing Family Values. Arie officially retired in 1991, but continues to keep an active interest in the company. She has a special interest in each one of the grandchildren and a passion for the children's education and spiritual growth.
Harry officially retired in 2000, but he continues to help in the spring. Over his career, Harry has been active locally with the Presbyterian Church, the Boy Scouts, and the Rotary Club. He is a founding member of the Saskatchewan Nursery Trades Association, as well as past presidents of the Canadian Nursery Trades Association and the Saskatchewan Nursery Trades Association.
In their retirement, Mom and Dad have spent the winters in Arizona and currently reside 6 months in Hemet, California. They enjoy spending time birding, enjoying nature, and getting together with members of the Good Sam Motor Home Club. They continue to have an active interest in their church in Hemet, as well as their church home at Arundel Alliance Church in Saskatoon.
Dutch Growers continues to be a family enterprise in the second generation. Adriana, the oldest daughter, worked at Dutch Growers as a teenager. She chose to pursue a career in church ministry. She is currently working with Alzheimer's patients at the Lutheran Nursing Home. She helps out at the store both in spring as well as Christmas time. Adriana's joy in her life are her 2 dogs, Diogi and Darby. Linda, the second child, chose a career in nursing. After working on orthopedics and pediatrics, she joined Dutch Growers in the perennial department in 1996. She has since then returned to her first love, nursing. She presently works with the local allergists, but still finds time to assist during the busy spring and Christmas seasons. Linda's husband, Marcel, is a teacher at Walter Murray Collegiate, as well as Evan Hardy. Linda's children, Sean, Katrina, and Patrick, have all worked at Dutch Growers during their high school and university times. Dave, the oldest son, joined Dutch Growers in 1978. He currently manages the dry good department and water garden department. His wife Leslie left her nursing career in 1983 to work as the office manager at Dutch Growers. Dave and Leslie's son, Chris, helps his auntie Kim in the greenhouse. Brianna, their youngest, helps greet customers in the spring and at special occasions. Rick, the 4th child, joined Dutch Growers in 1978. He currently manages the Beaver Creek Nursery. His wife Kim has worked at Dutch Growers since 1978. She currently manages the annual greenhouses. Rick and Kim's oldest daughter, Pamela, is a dental hygienist assistant, and she still is involved in the greenhouse every spring. Jill, their second child, is currently the annual house supervisor, and Luke, their youngest, has been working in outdoor sales department. All 3 have expressed an interest in becoming part of the 3rd generation at Dutch Growers. Elsa, Harry and Audrey's 5th child and youngest daughter, worked at Dutch Growers as a teenager. After a career at the City of Saskatoon Parks and Recreation Department, she joined Dutch Growers in 1986. She manages the perennial and houseplant greenhouses, as well as shares responsibilities in the gift tour and Christmas departments. Elsa's husband, Rob, is a system analyst at PCS. Their children, Clark and Rochelle, both help with greeting in the spring. Tim, the youngest, joined Dutch Growers in 1989. He manages the outdoor and commercial sales department, as well as shares responsibilities in the Christmas department. He met his wife Karen when she was working as a student in the annual greenhouses. Karen manages the gift tour department, as well as being a busy mom to preschoolers Carson and toddler Ryan.
As members of CAFE, you are all well aware of the challenges a family business faces. As children, we've had the example of our parents to draw on. They have taught us the value of working hard and going after our dreams. They have showed us by example of faith and love for God.